understanding your data is a foundational thing you need to go make all the creative decisions around growing your product in the future. And user accounting is one of the most important foundational concepts in really understanding how many users you have and how you're going to track growth. The idea is we track our revenue and our costs and our money in our company all really, really carefully. We know how many dollars in, how many dollars out. So user accounting is a process that says we should track how many users are using our products just as carefully as we're trying to track our dollars. Instead of metrics like I have 30 million registered users, I have 11 million active users who've used the product in the past 30 days. And actually, of those 11 million, maybe 500,000 signed up yesterday, so they're brand new. Maybe 300,000 of them came back yesterday, but they had not used the product in the past 30 days. So I consider them what I call resurrected. And then the other 10 million or so of those had been using the product also in the past 30 days. Now, of that group, maybe 1/3 of them was using it every day, so I consider them really active, and the other 2/3 were more sporadic, so I don't know if they're retained or not. And then you go to the next day, and what you realize is, well, remember how I said there was 11 million who'd used the product in the past 30 days? Well, it turned out 1 million of them had used the product exactly 30 days ago. So now today, I actually only have 10 million people who've used the product in the past 30 days, because 1 million of those just fell off. Now, if you aren't being careful about this kind of accounting, you kind of keep thinking that 11 million number or 12 million number in your head. But when you're doing careful user accounting, you're tracking new registrations, resurrected users who weren't in your set from yesterday. You're also subtracting out exactly how many went inactive on a previous day because you hadn't seen them in a while. And you're trying to track which of them are in your really highly engaged bucket versus your not engaged bucket. I call the highly engaged bucket core versus more casual users. And so building a user accounting framework lets you model this so that every day you understand what's the actual flow in and out of my active user base. And over time, you obviously want to see your active user base accreting more and more people who use it more and more addictively in that highly engaged core group. The key tenet of any product that really grows and has these kind of foundational, meaningful behaviors is that there's some simple way that you can articulate the problem in like under 30 seconds, where I can sit with somebody and pull out my phone or go up to a computer and talk about, here's this new thing that does this. You can describe Facebook as you get all your friends there and then you can just communicate and share whatever you want with them. Or Nextdoor, you get all your neighbors on there and you can share and transfer information. Or Airbnb, it's people put up their homes as just available for rent for a day or a night or a few nights, and you can just rent wherever you want, and it's better than staying in a hotel. Those are these really simple articulations of the problem or the reason that you might want to use something. If you can get there, then you have a chance for people to be able to spread your message, talk about it, and then just conceptualize in their own heads why it's useful or meaningful for them. Once you've got this little simple thing that you can articulate as your problem statement or the focus of your product, how do you get it into other people's heads that they want it to? And I call that the act of inception. So whenever you tell somebody about something, you're incepting them that, oh my gosh, I'll use Airbnb as an example. Oh my gosh, I didn't even ever think of staying in somebody else's house. But man, going to New York, it's such a pain to go one of these expensive hotels in Midtown. If I could just get an apartment in Greenwich, that'd be so much better. Maybe I'll go see if I can find something available on Airbnb. So you get this incepted idea of this simple little thing that you can go do this thing for somebody else and you'll do it. And you want to really use, like every time you're spreading virally, whether your product is doing it or your users are doing it, or you're just doing it through PR, you want to keep incepting in people's heads the exact reason why they should care about your product and get their framework right so when they come to sign up, they're already tuned to use it in the way that it can really be used most powerfully. So once somebody is incepted with the idea of your product, you have this incredible moment in time to help them adopt it. And they're signing up. They're there to learn more about what's going on. They want to use your product. So how you teach them step by step what the product's about, how you get them to input enough information about themselves so you understand them and can start tuning the product for them, how you create the relationship that over time gets them to really adopt it and become a full-time user of your product is the most important thing you can do. Now, hopefully they're incepted right, so they're willing to put in some time and work to actually sign up. But giving them the training, what this product's about. We talked about the learn flow and how you can really engage with the product so that they actually have a sense of what they're going to get. Then they get into the product and start using it. And over time, over the first couple weeks of them using it, you need to be able to market to them, you need to be able to reach out to them, help them really understand how it can still be meaningful and institutionalized and installed in their lives, and get them to this point where they're really adopting it and using it almost every day. And so habits are the holy grail of this whole thing. Like, once you've gotten them incepted, they come and sign up. Once you've helped them through the sign-up process and this early couple weeks of really trying to use the product, hopefully you have them where that's now a habit, where you're now top of mind. And it can be something you use every day, like a Twitter or a Facebook, or it can be something you use every week. Like, I want to know what movies are coming out this week, so I go to my favorite movies app to find that out. And it's now a habit that every week I just go to the movies app. Or it's even just top of mind, like, I'm hungry for a certain kind of food. My favorite Mexican restaurant is this one, so I'll go there. So you don't necessarily need it to be a daily habit as much as really getting to the place where if someone's adopted your product and your experience at such a level that you're top of mind whenever they have that need or that urge.